Well, hello and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, wait, this is the tower. I can't do it again, I'm live. Well, hello and welcome back to the tower. I went on autopilot for the wrong game. I have a lot on my mind today. Okay. Do I have everything set? Hey, Sar, how you doing? Oh, wait. Do I have everything set up? No, I don't. Yeah, Sar, you too now? Everybody wants Revolution Idol. Nobody wants the game I'm actually streaming. I guess that's the life of a streamer. Everybody wants something different. I have to admire his passion, though, for Revolution Idol. You know, I have to admire the passion. You know, you can't... Nope, this is not. This is clicking gems. Gem clicking simulator. Alright, well, we definitely need to get moving. Okay, so now let's do this correct. We take off the range card. We adjust the range. We grab the daily gems. We grab our mission that was complete. We put the range card back on. We verify that the range is good. Wait, was that too much? Then we max range, and then we adjust this. And yes, we have achieved our doing our spec correctly. Hallelujah. Okay. Yeah, she's here. Oh, I can let everybody else go. Oh no, it's fast ultimate. That's never good. What about Discord? Wait, what did I miss about Discord? What's going on with Discord? Have everything set up. What am I missing, Sar? Oh, damn it! Thank you. I almost did everything. I really wish Sapphire was smart enough to, you know, notify... wait a second, did that girl just take her clothes off? Any ad on my YouTube? What the? Okay. Well, that was an advertisement. I mean, it is iconic when women take their clothes off. Absolutely. I saw the wildest thing today. I mean, it's probably not the wildest thing. The internet's a pretty wild place. Hey, Cuxon, how you doing? Oh, and we do need to buy cards for Tower 5. So, I got Tower 5. That's right, we left off with that. Do we need to have the tower big to do the card draws or no? And I wasted some gems on Big Tower. I was irresponsible. I apologize for that. I got tempted by fate. And, you know, fate was not kind. She's probably mad that I was late, Sar. Hey, Faust, how you doing? I did everything correct, Faust. I think. Oh. Bad how? Oh, that's no good. Oh, congrats! You got the 10% lab speed, so you're the speediest. Did you see what Little Tower did? Who has seen what? Who doesn't know what Little Tower did? I think we're gonna pull cards on Tower 5. How about that? We'll do that. Jesus, 30 hours? Wow, you're a very patient man, Faust. Well, that means you're ready for the next patch. I can't even make it past, you know, wave 200 or something. Oops, gems. Oh yeah, let's see the bracket, because I don't remember it. Okay, I'm already 7th. I figure this is be lucky to get... we're gonna get 6th. I don't know how Little Tower is going to do. Little Tower, it's always such a toss-up with Little Tower. Do we have the stupid armor today? We don't. So, oh no, Thorns resist. Oh, Little Tower's toast. Hey, Gale, you're late. Did you do your tournament, Gale, like you promised us you would do? Oh, thank goodness Gail did her tournament. That means you can ask questions, Gail. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Yes, Revolution Idol. I have seen the comments, but today, Aaron, I have to disappoint you, Aaron. This stream is one of our scheduled streams about the tower. Oh, what kind of basketball game, Gail? Was he playing? Uh-oh, wait, what grade is your grandson in? Wait, what story do you want to hear, Faust? I missed something. Oh, we now have new leaderboards on the tower. Oh, that's something. Yes, Aaron, I heard you. Oh, so your grandson's talking to younger women. I believe it is Fastal, yes. I thought I saw it. Oh, enemy speed and... yeah, enemy speed and... it's a double whammy. Enemy speed and Fastal. Well, that's weird, Gale. I'm looking up your player ID and it says your name is David. So, hi David, how you doing? Oh, so it's Pappy's tower. Well, I do see you joined and you got to wait. What wave did you get to? No, you got to wave 18. Unless you did 2 more waves. It's hard to say. Well, tell Pappy I said hi. I appreciate you doing... You haven't asked the question. No, I'm not supposed to buy a wall yet, Gail. I have to do the whole thing is you have to do the researches first. And then when the research... You couldn't have used... Well, how high is your intro sprint? Because... Uh-oh. Oh, hold on, Gail. They got me. They destroy... Oh, no. They're coming in. We're gonna have to pause this. Alright, so 506 quintillion. I think we need to slow it down. Yep. 190 trillion. Uh-oh, we're under attack here. Well, let me make sure I buy stuff for them. 146 billion, 155 billion, 160. I don't understand. Oh, wait, actually, yes, because we're not doing anything with Spotlight yet. That's why. And finally, 179 billion for Tower 6. Well, Faust, imagine you had a 10-meter table. And on one side, you're on one side of the table, and you're moving 11 meters between frames. So on one frame you're on one side of the table, on the next frame you're on the other side of the table, and you never actually collide with the table. Now imagine you cut the game speed in half. Now you're moving 5.5 meters between frames. So on one frame you're on the one side of the table, and on the next frame you're in the middle of the table, and the game is forced to handle the collision between you and the table. And that's why you gotta slow it down. Oh, thanks, Boston. Sorry, thank you so much. Oh, David's eyes are blinking. Hey, Gail, did you know Pappy is named after a statue? He's probably named after other things, but he's also named after a statue. 417. Is that my best? Whoops. It's probably my most recent best. Yeah. I'm starting to see like a lot of variance again. I guess that's really not too much variance. That's not even 10%. Well, this would be about 10% variance. Obviously, I had to kill this run, then this run, and then, you know, I had to kill this run, so... There is a decent amount of... I'm starting to get longer runs again. Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to do that, but it turned out to be fine. The slower speed helps. Uh-oh. Oh, well, there went the boss. That is a lot of chain lightning. Hey, New, how you doing? You missed the explanation, but, I hope you're doing well, New. You're allowed to miss things. Oh, also, Little Tower has 2 spotlight beams now. He's dual beaming. I was not expecting that. Obviously, for Little Tower, having gotten, you know, one of the things that, I'm doing good. Doing good. Gale, I don't know, the last comment I saw was my intro sprint is capped at wave 30. Yeah, there's a statue of David. It's a famous statue. Is Pappy named after the statue David? Did Pappy, like, withhold this information from you, Gale? Since I know everybody wants to see this, hold on. We're going to take a screenshot. You deleted the statue of David, Gale? I don't think you can just delete a statue. So it's sort of weird. When I use the snipping tool, guys, does the stream, like, freeze up for you? Because it freezes up for me while I do the snip. Oh, okay, Gale, I didn't see it. You deleted it so fast, you were faster than my vision. Well, Gale, I'm glad you're holding up your side of the bargain and doing the tournament. That's what really matters. And don't forget, Gale, you are welcome to rejoin the guild. I think we have room. Wait, no, we don't. Never mind, we're full. I thought we had room, Gale. You'll be able to join a guild, and we'll probably be able to... Oh, Turkey. Well, GG, like, he comes and he does stuff sometimes. At least he's around. And no, we're not replacing Steven. Oh, great. Oh, no, Richie's gone. Where has Nick... Oh, no, we forgot to remind Nick to do the tournament. Huh. Does anybody know anything about Richie? Now, we will be drawing cards on Tower 5 later when they finish their tournaments, because we didn't do the cards last time on Tower 5. Can somebody check guild chat for guild 2 and see if he said anything? I don't remember if he's in Discord. Unless he's Depressed Sandwich. Which I don't think he is. No, he probably isn't, because he was only using the guild chat. $128, wow. Hey, Sar, is guild chat okay on guild 2? Oh no! 2 towers down, guys! I really dislike that, like, the notifications in this game have been broken again, and they don't work at all. It's really, really, like, annoys me. Wait, what wording? Notifications? Annoying? Daily gems? Hey Shaggy, how you doing? What did I say? Man, now I'm in trouble. I don't even know what I did. Oh. Oh. Well, it's not that time of remembrance. I did finally get to 155 ELS. Very excited about that. I'll be very happy when I get that to 1.6 ELS. Oh, my bracket. Hold on. I'm in 6th place right now. I can tell you that right now. I don't know if we're gonna make it to 4th. Anything is possible. Oh, 2nd place. 2nd place is first loser. I don't. Is that the energy net? It's so hard for me to tell. Also, this time I actually was able to catch this happening, like last time I... Oh no! Okay, we got it. Oh, look at how Summon is helping us. I'm starting to think we need Guardian specs. Oh, my wall came back. Oh, shoot, my son, damn it, thank you. I really wish the ones that were gold boxed were on, like, the bottom. Alright, well, that should help, hopefully. We recovered. I get so focused on doing the other thing, I always forget about Shockwave. I know, I need to have a checklist. Oh, okay. Whoops. Go forth, my death waves, and conquer. Oh, good, my wall's back. Okay. So, ranged and... Okay. I'll have to remember that. Man, this tank ultimate, they just want to get inside. We can't allow that. Now, to be fair, my record is like 16 something, but I don't feel like this is a 16 something day. Well, yes, Gail, women are Gail, well, you're a girl, Gail, so you don't understand. Women are extremely intimidating. Like, probably the top 10 things that made me most nervous in my life were talking to girls. Like, I was never really nervous about school or anything else. It was always interactions with other women. I said that weird. I say everything weird when it comes to talking to women. His legs were trembling? Alright, Gail, just pack it in. You're never gonna have great grandkids. Yeah. Any women. Well, like real life women. On the internet, it's easier. It's more like for me. No, I mean, okay. Let's not pretend like when I was in school there was ever a main girl, okay? There wasn't. I'm not even gonna try and sell you guys the lie that I was the respected loner, because nobody respects the loner. Okay, everyone is out for the... Okay, they completed their tournaments. I wouldn't say I had issues growing up with... And again, Foss, you gotta remember, I'm recalling my days in 7th and 8th grade. I wouldn't say I had issues with women. I would say it more like this. When I was that age, the girl I was interested in was not interested in me. And I made an absolute fool of myself for this girl. Like, it's ridiculous. I was young and naive and thought that... that somehow, in my young and naive way, that I could win her over. And I don't know why I ever thought this. But that taught me a very important lesson. After 8th grade, I learned that I am just not good with women. I'm just not. And so, in high school, I took that lesson to heart, and I didn't talk to any women. Because I was just like, this doesn't end well for me. You're not good at this. Do something you're good at. And that's what I did. Honestly, it's funny when I read all these articles. Well, congrats on getting married, Virus. I know she showed up in the stream. She seems like a very nice lady. But, I don't know, and also it was like, when I went to high school, it was like, I was, well, I mean, Gale, that's just, I don't understand that, Gale, what that means. He wants to talk to girls and doesn't I mean, okay, then he has to learn how to tell, I took the opposite route, Gale. When I was in high school, I just realized, stick to things you're good at. And what I was good at was doing schoolwork and letting people copy off of me. And what I was not good at was, dating and talking to women. So I just gave up on having a dating life. It's sort of funny because I read about how Gen Z, there was that one article about Gen Z and where that lady traveled all over the world and everything like that. And she said she saw the same things. It didn't matter where. And one of the things she said has always stuck with me because it reminded me so much of especially my post middle school, my high school years, which was really, it was middle school. Well, yeah, Faust, I mean, I just ended up avoiding women. It was just easier for me. But then, anyways, in high school, I just didn't try and date, didn't do anything, just, I would just come home and play video games, because you know what? Video games don't reject you. You reject them. And so when I read a lot about Gen Z, especially the guys in Gen Z who just like apparently never leave their rooms and just sit around and play video games all the time, I'm like, yeah, man, that was me growing up. And I'm not Gen Z. I'm not that. I wish I was that young, but I'm not. Oh, what is it? What is that? Ooh, that's... Oh, wait, that's Hikiki Omori. Oh, how did you know, Sar? Well, okay, I didn't withdraw that hard. I didn't, like, the first result is somebody who dropped out of high school at 16. I finished high school. I graduated from high school. I went to college. I went to college, the community college. Graduated from the community college. Then I went to, like, a 4-year college, but I went online. And the funny thing was, the online college was, like, for people who were working, and, so they thought, like, I was working during the day, and then I went, you know, like, had a job and a career and all this stuff, and I was just trying to further my education, which was great, which I wasn't doing that, by the way, but I never corrected anybody because they were very considerate to me. Well, I'm glad she remembered him. That's a good step. And then, honestly, like, so I didn't have like an after-school job in high school or college, so I was broke. But I was fine with being broke because to me, it was more important just to get through college than to worry about having a job and a social life. Because to me, like, how I thought my life was going to go at that point was I would get college out of the way, then get a decent job, and then that decent job would sort of like lead to other things, right? Like possibly a relationship. That's what I thought. It did not. What actually happened is I started working full time and I was like, man, this sucks. Being an adult absolutely sucks. This is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. And I have to keep doing it. And in fact, it sucked so much that it used to be I would have to, like, I would be at home so much. I would want to go out and be social because I was at home all the time. And then what happened with work is, like, I went out, I would go to work, and that was kind of like my social thing. And then, like, I didn't want to do anything after work. I didn't understand how people had the energy to do anything after work. Like, the last thing I'd want to do after work is, you know, go out to eat. Oh, well, there I died. They all came in and killed me. You know, let's see how this went. Oh, that. Yeah. They shot me down. Bang, bang. That is unusual. I mean, that's what happened. And so anyways, when I went to college, it was just all about, like, my whole focus of my life just shifted. Do you get extra levels if you get this to 2-star? Because I am really annoyed that this is capped. And I don't know if I should just leave this capped and swap this out or dump it in here. I probably am not high enough to dump it in there. Oh, okay. Damn it. Oh. So then, here's the dilemma. Do I draw or not? Oh, that would make sense, because 3-star would put you over 241. I probably just have to wait, don't I? Yeah, my other one's 5-star. So this is my odds, by the way. Everything is 4%. So I have no luck for anything. I do only need one more dim core to get it to the next. See, the thing is, I don't know if I should try and get it. Because I'll at least be able to get it up to 240 if I get the other one, because I'll get it to 2-star. I don't know if I should try to get it. It's probably going to cost an obscene amount of gems to get it, which I think is like the minimum cost, or the, no, that's not the right thing. That's not the right term. It would be 800 times 24, so we're looking at 20,000 gems. Or I wait for a banner. To be fair, I already spent like 3,000 gems or something like that while I was in the stream, so I mean, I spent some of the gems already. Now, of course, that's the average. I could get lucky, I could get unlucky, like anything can happen. Well, I guess I just have to wait. Anything can happen. Alright, well, what we can do then is we can actually draw some cards on Tower 5, because remember, we were supposed to draw cards on him. So needless to say, I spent most of my college life just not participating in anything. Because I was broke. But I was okay with being broke because, you know, it was free staying at home. And to me, it was like, with the way my parents were, there was so much, there was a lot of pressure to do well in school because my parents thought I was smart. There was a lot less pressure to date. Now, to be fair, my mom didn't care if, my mom has always wanted me to meet somebody, but she also, like, doesn't care if I meet somebody. But my dad, like, I went to live with my dad, like, later in my college years, and he just wanted me to change my hairstyle, to try to be more attractive to women, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. Because, like, by that point in my life, like, I knew I wasn't any good with women. So what am I doing wasting my time on something I'm not good at? Like, and they didn't like that, but I ended up, like, I just ended up getting my hair cutters out and I shaved my head. Because I'm like, I you know, I didn't know how to explain to them, like, I am not any good with women. Like, I'm not going to waste my time doing something I'm not good at. You know? They didn't like it because I cut my hair really short. And so the thing that my parents have always said, and I know it's not true because I don't have the tattoos, is that I look like, you know, the people that have their hair cut really, you know, they have a special name. You know, those people. And I'm like, why do you call me that? They have tattoos about their ideology. I don't have any of those tattoos. I just cut my hair short. Guys in the, like, honestly, no. It's the suffix that they're called is head. I don't really know. I don't really want to. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really want to say it. My parents always said that, and the reality is, everybody I've ever met that has asked me about my hair are like, oh, are you ex-military? And I've never done anything in the military. Everybody else is like, wow, were you a soldier? Were you in the military? Everybody else just thought I was in the military. My entire life, because I've always had a crew cut, or sometimes like a really short crew cut. And that everybody always just assumes that I'm ex-military. Like, it's never been the other thing. And so that is always and I've always had, I've always had my hair short, and you know, outside of my parents, nobody has ever said that to me. It's always been like, oh, are you ex-military? Did you serve? And it's like, no, I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, you keep your hair short. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And honestly, the reason I kept my hair short was because I originally, when I was very young, I went to a private school. And the private schools I went to had a dress code. And as a guy, you were supposed to have a very specific type of haircut. It was called a boy's cut or something like that. And you had to show up and have your hair brushed a very specific way and all this kind of stuff. And I hated it. I was like, why am I wasting my time in the morning, you know, brushing my hair when I could just cut my hair short and not have to deal with it? So once I was no longer had to go to a school, and we're going to draw some cards, like I said. Hey, look, it's a landmine card. Imagine that. So that's 20. We're going to get this to 40. Oh, we got 2 wave accelerators. That's nice. Let's just clear this out because the alert doesn't work if you have it in progress. No, I'm actually not. The funny thing is, I have such a thick head of hair that everybody assumes that, I don't know. I have a thick head of hair is all I can say. If I was, okay, we got Astral wait, whoops, I went and drew modules. I accidentally drew modules instead of... Oh, I'm an idiot. But hey, we got an Astral Deliverance, I guess. So, can we do anything with that? Whoops. Oh, wait, I have Astral Deliverance equipped. No, we can't. Anyways. No, I don't have Doc Martens. And we get land... Oh, we got Nuke. And more landmines done. And more landmine... And Energy Net. And this should be the final draw. Is that the final? Yeah, okay, we finished the cards. Thank gosh. Alright, Faust, thank you for watching, man, and happy farming, and I'll see you next time. I guess I did ruin the surprise of drawing the wrong modules. I can't believe I drew modules when I was supposed to be drawing cards. At least it was only one draw before I was like, yeah, we'll meet you in your dream. How very Freddy Krueger. Anyways, so like, I don't know. I've always just had my hair short. And everybody I've ever met was like, were you in the military? And it's like, no. No. Sorry to disappoint, I was not in the military. I I will do just one draw, and we will see what that brings. I am willing to do one. And we got nothing. Wow, what a drawing. I wish I had a better way to kind of, I really wish I would have drawn harder on the core. Well, I didn't expect to get to 220 and get stuck. I kind of want to draw more. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't. Oh, shoot. Thank you. I forgot I moved them. Hold on. Well, don't worry. I didn't get anything good. We'll do one more. Oh, God. All right, well. I knew it was waiting there. I had to make sure I couldn't upgrade it. Alright, no more. We're just not going to draw anymore because we got our rare and it was not the one we wanted. Or the epic. It was not the epic we wanted. At least it was, I mean, I guess Pulsar Harvester. I hope they rerun the core banner is all I can say. Oh, how is this going, by the way? Yeah, Energy Net Mastery is almost there. We're working on the cannon bonus, the core substat. This just takes so long. You have no idea how tempted I am to rush this. But I won't because I'm responsible. I mean, I'm assuming new that we're going to get 4 more modules. And we're going to get 4 more modules and the people are going to riot about it. And then the question becomes, like, do I draw the banner or not? Because I'm technically banner proof right now. And I've actually achieved the point new where I am banner proof. Unless they let you go to like 10 stars or something. Which would be like super absurd because I don't think anybody can even afford that. You know, like to get to 300 is like already multiple S in coin cost, right? So I don't think anybody's getting to 300 anytime soon. And plus, you have to get on. They with you know the way mods work now, you have to get to 300 twice. But oh yeah, I guess I am banner proof. So even if there was a banner, it wouldn't matter because since I have everything at 5-star, it just turns my standard banner into a banner. So that is the upside here. Is I'm banner proof. Is that enough upside to justify drawing? It hurts everybody's chances. I really feel like they should have some kind of ban system. It's either like I feel like they need one or two things. either they need to have it where after, like, I don't know, an X number of draws, and I want to say it's between 200 to 400, you get a wild card mod. You're guaranteed, like it's like a thing, right? Like, you do 400 draws, which is like 8,000 gems, right? And you're guaranteed a wild. This is independent of pity and independent of everything else. But 400 draws would, I mean, it might have to be like 500 draws, which is like, you know, 10,000 gems. I don't really know what the breakpoint is. But the idea is, after a certain number of draws, you get a guaranteed wildcard module, and you could use it to turn it into any module you wanted, right? Like, if that existed right now, then I would know that I should just draw until I get it, right? Like, I'm either going to get a dim core before that, and then I would use that dim core and just get my dim core up to 2-star and basically kick the can down the road until I'm at 240. Or I would draw until I got the wild card into a dim core, and then get it to 2-star and be 240, right? Those are the two routes available to me. And I would just do that. Now, I would also accept module multi-spec, but I have a feeling that if they added module multi-spec, that they would make it ridiculous and make me angry about it, right? Like, I just have a feeling they would not add that in a nice way. They'd add it in a mean way. I don't know, maybe V28 will actually give us, like, regular spec and full tournament spec, so you could actually build out an entire tournament spec, which is something I've wanted for so long. Like, 2 entire tower specs, and so you could just build out the second tower spec to be your tournament spec. And I guess it wouldn't really even be, like, 2 tower specs specifically. What I assume it would be is you would just have a tournament mode, and in tournament mode, you set up your tower for tournament. It'd be extremely useful, because then, like, if you switch your tower to tournament mode, it would automatically switch everything over, and probably the most you would need to do would be, because you would need to spend coins in the workshop, because you're assuming, you know, you have the same coins, you know, you would have more coins to spend on your tournament mode, right? And the other thing you would need to do would be level up your modules, because obviously, hopefully, since the last tournament, you've gotten shards, and you want to invest them in your tournament mode. And probably other things too, like you might get medals and want to spend those, or... They talked about that, Shaggy. They talked about that. That was one of the things of being able to pause your farming run to join the tournament. So, but the only way that works, right, is if you have a full tournament spec, right? And then that would mean you would need to be able to, like, go here and like, do the end run thing, right? And you would go home, and then you would be like, okay, let me switch to my tournament spec. And then you'd be able to invest the extra resources in your tournament spec, and then do the tournament. And honestly, that's the whole reason they did that online, you know, where you have to be online to launch the game thing, because from what I understand, one of the things you could do is you could, you could take, if you had 2 devices, you would go offline on your device that was doing a farming run. Or actually, you would cloud save, then turn that device offline. Okay, like disconnect it from the internet. Then you would switch to a second device and go do the tournament. Well, you wouldn't really switch. You'd still have the farming run running on device A, then you would go to device B and join the tournament, do the tournament, and then just, you know, you don't need to even like save your tournament results or something, because it was, you know, I don't know how they do it. And then you would just kill, then once you finish your tournament, you would turn off device B. And then you would go back to your farm run, re-enable the internet, and save your farm run. And you would get credit for how many waves you got in the tournament while never stopping your farming run. And that's the whole thing why now they require you to be online, because people are doing stuff like that. from what I understand. Honestly, I had thought about that because I was like, wait a second, couldn't you just go offline on your farming run and join in a second device and do the tournament, and then your tournament results are your tournament results, and you don't really have to stop farming. Obviously, I never did it because I was like, wow, that sounds like, if that works, that's number one, very obvious, and number two, that was like a huge, that to me was like a huge exploit. Like, I would never try that, but I was like, huh, I wonder if you could do that. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard because you would just have like you know, you kind of have you'd have to have some way to switch between the two specs, right? Like, you'd have to have a way to go into tournament mode. And then when you're in tournament mode, you would just get to spend all your currency again. Except, I'm assuming you wouldn't get to spend your, assuming. You obviously, it would copy your ultimate weapons, however you know, had those. Anything with stones, it would copy over, right? So, like, it would copy over your ultimate weapons, that would be the same. And then it would copy over, like, how you have your assist mod set up, that would be the same. But anything with coins and stuff like that would be able to be different, right? I don't know if we'll ever get it. Also, for all I know, it's not going to be that advanced, and basically you just get to pause your farming run, and it could be as shallow as you get to pause your farming run, and then you get to go in with your into the tournament with whatever you have, you know, which would be, I don't think that would be nearly as, like, it would work fine for me because I have, like, multi-spec for most things, but I think for most people that would not be an exciting thing. But we'll see if anything, like, I haven't heard anything about that, so that's a theory. Same thing with, like, module multi-spec, which I feel like we need more now more than ever. But the thing is, I can't see them giving us, like, my fear with asking for module multi-spec is that they're gonna make it cost stones. And then it's like, I would just be, like, livid if it costs stones. Like, I don't have the words, you know, if it costs stones, right? Uh-oh, dog pile because Thorns is weak. No, vampire, stop vamping. Everybody coming for your hug. Actually, I don't even think it has anything to do with Fudge Yacht. With how often everybody sees the tower advertisements, I feel like probably 50% of the money spent in this game just goes to the advertising budget at this point. Because apparently those advertisements are everywhere. People see them all the time. Like, legitimately, I've seen screenshots of people being in the tower sub getting advertisements for the tower. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, 50% of the game's revenue is spent on advertising. Now, I'm not going to say what the proper amount to spend on advertising is. But holy customer acquisition costs. And the player base isn't really growing. So, like, all that advertising doesn't seem to be helping. It seems like there's a more fundamental issue. Which, again, that's because, like, I would say the majority of the updates have been all endgame focused. Which I understand the endgame is important, and you want to have the endgame, like, keep expanding, right? 350. I wouldn't be surprised if the customer acquisition cost for new players was somewhere around, like, $10. Or if not more. And then the problem is, of that $10, right? Let's say you get 100 new players. Okay, that's $1,000. Is that one player out of 1,000 that's actually going to spend money, going to spend $1,000? Which is really, you know, you got to keep fees and stuff like that. I will say, the game is a lot faster in the early game than it used to be. I feel like that's why, like, the little things that we have gotten for the early game have been things that dramatically speed up things like getting your first ultimate weapon and stuff like that. Like, for example, the game just starting with the mission boxes and you being able to do your missions and just buy, I think, almost your first 2 ultimate weapons after a week. Hey, Rocket Man, long time no see. How you doing? I'm just, you know, for me, like, I play MMOs, so I'm used to, like, the grind. Like, you know, it's like... Well, I'm sure you're well ahead of Little Tower there. He's only 6 months old. I do agree, that because of how stone expensive things are, like, there's a... I don't know the word. Like, I know Little Tower is effectively progressing at, like, a snail's pace. Do you have the wall new? But also, like, I don't mind because, like, the game is supposed to be, like, slow-ish. Also, I very much expect you guys to ridicule me so much more for messing up my cells and messing up my research, because I was so embarrassed by that I made such a rudimentary mistake with the game. I expected you guys to just rip me a new one. I mean, I've sort of fixed it. I'm about to try speeding up this one to 3x again. And then slowly work down the list. Oh, that's awesome, new. Yeah, I don't even have 300 trillion yet. It wasn't that you guys would be... I'm not saying you guys would be mean. It was more that it was such a noob mistake. By the way, has anybody checked on Nick? He didn't do any missions this week. Like, I'm supposed to be good at the game, and I made a big, like... To be fair, in my defense, I feel like a lot of it is, like, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I feel like the notification system in this game has been screwed up for I don't know how many updates. Well, I mean, to me, like, it wasn't really about optimal, right? Like, obviously, Little Tower hasn't been, like, hyper optimal. And Little Tower has just been kind of like chilling and farming for the most part. We should all ping Nick so he has like 20 pings about whether or not he did the tournament. I mean, I know for sure Little Tower hasn't been the most optimal. Welcome back, Gail. And I know that because there's things I did that were, like, for example, how I initially spent my stones because I was following effective paths. I don't know that that was the most optimal. Because I didn't have effective paths. Like, I would have expected effective paths, like, by default to sync, you know? Because I would have, like, this is one of the things I pointed out to them. I would assume that if you're making something like effective paths, you would default to the common case, not the exception case, right? So I was kind of expecting them to have it set up so that, like, it would prioritize syncing automatically, because for like 99% of new players that are doing this, you would want to make sure your ultimate weapons are synced, right? And the extreme case where you do not want it synced, and again, I'm saying extreme loosely. The case where you would not want it synced would be the exception because to the rule. When does the quarter end, Gale? But anyways, for whatever reason, it's working now, and so that's what I'm. That's why I got the double spotlight, because it's working now, and it said that, like, getting 2 spotlights because I have the coins bonus research maxed out is actually better for me. And I'm like, okay, we'll do the 2 spotlight things then. It's funny because it suggests that getting spotlight 4 is like what I should do right after I get the sync to 100 seconds, which obviously 100 seconds is Golden Tower's max sync. So I'm not really sure where you go after that, which I thought was wild. Well, I mean, you're a very interesting person, Shaggy. I never was that impressed by interest, to be honest. I still haven't researched the max interest lab on Big Tower. I need to do... There's like 5 labs on Big Tower, 5 or 6 labs that I need to do just for the bonus. And now I can't remember what they were. I know one of them was max interest. It was missile barrage recharge, smart missile despawn, the recovery, the 2 recovery labs, recovery max and recovery percent, and interest max, and max interest. Oh, really, Shaggy? But you came back. I'm glad to... What was your lab speed when you came back? But honestly, I haven't done that because I'm like, I'm not really rushing labs right now. If I start rushing labs, then I would need to do that. Oh, well, shoot, I meant to actually do something other than farm with the other towers, but, well, too late for that. Wow, Clasher is up to almost 2 quadrillion coins. He's progressing. He is like, he used to be kind of neck and neck with Nick, and I just don't understand what happened with Nick. Wow, did you have auto labs back then? Because if you had auto labs, well, that's pretty good. I'm surprised your lab speed was so low, but hey, I mean, coming back to damage 79 and lab discount 70, that's pretty good. Like, I have no, Even with little tower. Oh, cool. That's actually... See, that's one of the things. I think Auto Labs is in terms of giving people something that when they come back, that would make sense because labs... You want to make sure you max out lab speed. Let me tell you that. It's a long lab as I'm working to get it to 75, but you'll never regret not having more lab speed, I'll tell you that. You know, I probably feel like gambling, and I probably shouldn't. Should be able to take this 3x. 60k, I have at least 3 days worth. I was just so surprised. I thought I was doing well being able to hold like 5x, 3x. And I just don't know what happened. Oh well. Uh-oh, Little Tower's getting beat up. Don't bully me. Nice! At least you have gold. The only one that's not really good is Poison Swamp. Have you been able to get Black Hole and Death Wave? Oh, nice. Make sure you get Black Hole coin bonus. That'll help you out tremendously. In fact, that's what the little ones are working on. They're all working on their Black Hole coin bonus. And make sure you get your extra Black Hole, too, because you want to have 2 buttholes. You want to have 2 buttholes, and you want to get your butthole coin bonus. Because, yeah, I got it up to 18. I'm trying to get it to... Oh, nice! Congrats on 3 buttholes. 3 buttholes even better than 2. It's 50% better than 2 buttholes. I'm trying to get the Golden Tower duration and the butthole coin bonus up. It's, the issue... Have you fixed your cells? Tower 4. You kind of have. We'll save up a little bit more. And I have been kind of keeping the towers in sync with each other, the 4 towers, so they're kind of like... Some of the towers are artificially held back by the weakest tower. But I'd rather have them all in sync than have them all doing different things. Because having them doing all different things will be much harder for me to keep everybody going, you know? Oh, nice, Shaggy, nice. Okay, that'll help you tremendously. And make sure you also work on... Put your highest boost that you can handle on lab speed. I promise. It'll be so worth it when it's done. It's going to take forever to finish, but when you do finish it, you'll be so happy it's over with. Because then you can finally play the game. Like, I know people talk about shattered shards and this and that and this other thing. Those are nice. But nothing is as nice as getting your lab speed done. Because once you max out lab speed, you know that your labs are always firing as optimally as possible. Okay, good. Good, Shaggy. Yeah, my little ones, they have lab speed 59 too. They're about to get to 60. I will say the nicest thing about the 4 towers is that because they don't have the 2x and the 3x bonus, the game is so slow. Now, granted, it was really annoying starting out because it's really annoying, like, keeping enough coins to do all these labs. But now that the game is so slow, they have, like, plenty of time. Oh, no, demon mode. Ooh, 20th. Ouch. Well, this was Thorns, and I kind of depend on Thorns, and so not having Thorns is very tough for me. That's very tough. Do we want to do... We'll do like a couple tier 50. I don't know how much we can do because yeah, because it was the Thorns resist this time. So 22.5 duration and 105 cooldown. Hey TD, how you doing? You should max it. And the reason being, TD, is as soon as you max it, the sooner you get the dividends from it. It's just in your best interest to just max it. You'll hear, TD, you'll hear a lot of, oh, that's good, Gale. TD, you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, you should do it up to this point, and then you can do other labs if you want. I'm going to tell you right now that unless it's extremely rare that you will have 5 priority labs that should have more priority than lab speed. So you should just max lab speed, in my opinion. Not only that, you should put your highest speed up on lab speed to get it over with as quickly as possible. And that just gives you the most dividends, in my opinion. Because once you have max lab speed, right? Like, you're researching as fast as you can. It does take, I believe, 1,000 days to make up for the difference, but we have speed ups now. So, like, even if... Yeah, I did. I don't know if it was a bad bracket, New. Because... Wow, 2,000... Maybe this was a bad bracket. Because I got I got 19th with 900 waves, which is still... Like, you don't get into the money until you get, like... Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Shaggy. I got interrupted with my train of thought here. Sorry. So it's 1,000 days, but that's without speed ups, right? So even if you're only using a 3x speed up, Which I will say, it'd be pretty impressive for you to have max lab speed and your max speed up being 3x. You probably should be about 4x that time, just because of how long it takes to max lab speed TD. So at a 4x speed up, yes, it does take 250 days to pay off lab speed level 99, and the thing is, you have to remember, you pay off all of the lab speed levels concurrently, and the reason they're concurrent is because each one adds +2, and as soon as you finish one, it's already there. Like if you started, if you rushed 98 and then started 99, you still 99 as the longest one. Everything is paid off by the time you pay off 99. So at a modest 4x speed, it's 250 days, which, don't get me wrong, that is a lot, but at the same time, like, it's also not, because that's also assuming that you have no lab speed relics. And I'm sure the lab speed relics reduce that 1,000 days a little bit. It depends how many you have. So it's not like strictly that. Oh, 47. Oh, I have to use intro sprint. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like trying to get to tier 16. I feel like I still have to get more investment. Which, that's the way the game works. You gotta farm more coins and, invest those coins to get more coins. I probably need to spend my 13 trillion. We can spend it after. I mean, I'm biased, TD, because I always play this game as I look at the extreme long term, not the short term, which is a benefit and a detriment at the same time. There have been, like there's short term things I could do that probably would have benefited me more, but I've always been just, focused on the long term. And so, like, when I started the game, we didn't have anything to spend gems on but rushing labs. So I actually ended up spending basically all my gems on rushing lab speed to max because I was like, sure. I think I got a bad bracket, but to stay in platinum, it was 700 minimum, which that seems high, Shaggy. It probably would be better if we looked at the tower.lol. Because if you don't know about that, that tower.lol is like a website that does a lot of tournament stuff. Hey Daniel, how you doing? I am sitting in 6th with 1393. Not the best, but I'll take 6th. Obviously not my best showing, but it was difficult. My best was actually this one, which I don't remember what that one was. But I'm happy with 6th. We're working on digging ourselves out of the hole. And I also really do wonder about getting more spotlight. I really wonder about getting a bigger spotlight angel. Because right now my spotlight angels are kind of small. They're only 67 degrees. That is such a loaded question, TD. A better question, TD, is what spec is your tower? Are you EHP? Are you damage? Or, you know, I assume you're EHP. And then my next question for you is, what is your coin income? Okay. I kind of figured EHP. Because 2 more ultimate weapons means you need to save up 2,400 stones. And what 2 ultimate weapons are you missing? That's another good question. Hopefully it's Poison Swamp and Smart Missile. Because, and you need to tell us how many coins you make too, like what your daily coin is. I don't remember how many coins you need to make per day to do math. I know it's in the trillions. Okay, so you got, okay, so the, like, getting Poison Swamp. So you're already farming tier 14? Wow. I don't remember what your coins per hour needs to be to do card masteries. That's the... Now, granted, I do have the max discount. I am doing a card mastery. How much are you? Oh, wow, okay. 20 trillion an hour. That's about half a... Ooh, yeah, you probably don't make enough to do... No, wait. How much do you need to do... you know, I never... Excuse me. I don't remember. 1 Q a day? Yeah, no, I don't remember, because I barely scraped by. And I think I was making like 500 trillion a day. I don't remember, though. It was a long time ago. It was about a year ago. Because TD, back when I went to do it, I actually got Golden Tower Plus first. I got Golden Tower Plus to 10. And with Golden Tower Plus 10, that was just barely enough for me to afford doing a mastery. But I don't know how relevant that is now, because the game was different back then. Yeah, I have ass mods too. Yeah, like, I was fortunate, like, for example, I didn't have to face this kind of dilemma because... Well, I can do the math real quick. Let me get the... It's also... Did we have speed ups back then? I think we did. Oh, you know what? I can't answer this in a useful way. Hold on. Hold on, I have to look up the lab difference. I'm going to assume, for the sake of argument, your lab speed is a 99. Hey, Knowles. It's going pretty good. How's it going for you? For the sake of just making this simple, I'm going to assume the more extreme scenario of lab speed 99. No discount. And we'll say a lab speed relic bonus of 40. Just to get like like I'm trying to get a more extreme speed. If you have less speed than this, it obviously will, and if you have less speed, more discount, the computation will be a little bit different. As all the card masteries require the same formula, we can look at any one of them. So I can just grab like enemy balance mastery. And what is your speed ups at? Like, what do you do your speed ups at, TD? 4x, 5x? So we will assume, for the sake of argument, that you're doing a 5x speed up on your card mastery, but I can also do the computation for 4x. So, let's see. Coins. I'll do the computation both ways. And time. And how do you do time in Excel? Oh yeah, you gotta do it that way. It's 1.1, 1.3, 2, 3.4, whoops, 3.4, 5.6, 7.7, 9.1, 9.8, and 10. So it's not nearly as nice and a linear thing as the other. And then in time, we're gonna have to do, so the first one is 4 days, 23 hours, 50 minutes, and 47 seconds. And is that a time? Is that a valid time format? Format. Duration. I think that duration is invalid. Is it 4 point? Hey Helix, how you doing? Oh, congrats on Permanent Black Hole. That's incredibly, that is going to be very useful. Format. Okay, maybe it only supports it in that way, which means we would just do 4 times 24 plus 23, which is 119. Okay, that looks like it accepted that. So then 7 times 24 plus 11. Oh, whoops. Okay, it doesn't seem like it accepted that. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, I don't need to do it this many times. I'm being silly. We already, the total time is 134 days. I don't need to put in every time. I also didn't need to list all the coins separately. Hold on, we're doing this again. Wow, I'm humiliating myself on the stream. How about that? It's 50 quadrillion, and it is... I'm a fool! Yeah, we're trying tier 14, Gale. You see, Gale, you always want me to push, and then I go to push, and you don't pay attention to me, Gale, so it hurts my feelings. It's been okay, Knowles. It's been okay. Oh! Yeah, I guess I am really dumb. That's okay. We can round up. That can't be right. I'm really... Hey Martin, how you doing? What do you mean? It's a monthly thing. I have to talk to them about that. Oh, you already have 3. Well, you should definitely work on maxing our recovery package chance master. You should definitely work on maxing that. So, just to put things in perspective, the total research time at 99 lab speed with 40% relic is 134 days. 134 days is 36 hours. So... according to my math, I actually need to do this in trillions and not quadrillions. That's how... With no speed up, you need to make 15 trillion per hour, which is not really realistic to not speed it up at all. At a 4x, you would need about 60 trillion per hour. And at 5x, you would need about 78 trillion per hour TD. And to put that in terms of days, that would be... So you were right, New. 1.4 quadrillion a day to... And again, this is like the more extreme. It could be, you could have some discount and stuff like that that changes this around, right? I did no discount. I did 99 lab speed and I did 40% relic bonus. You could have different bonuses like that, which would shift this amount around. I mean, TD, do you happen to know what your lab speed is and what your relic bonuses are? Oh, I'll get a notification right away, Martin, but they don't. They only pay out like once a month. So if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna get. They will notify me. I don't know if I'm gonna get it instantly, but 900,000 gems. Holy crap, man! Thank you. But TD, it could be more accurate if you actually knew, like what your actual lab speed and stuff is, and if you have any discount, right? Because discount would change this. It was like, this is like the worst case scenario. So for me, I had max discount at the time, which reduces this by a third. About a third. It reduces it to 70%. And like, that's really easy to compute. Which would be about a quadrillion a day for 4x and 1.3 quadrillion a day, which is very close to what New said. So thank you, New. You were very right. I just hadn't remembered. Gale, well, I play the game, Gale, and I was playing the game, and when I was playing the game, like, you make coins by farming, and I was farming because I'm a responsible farmer, and then I got coins. I don't really know, Gale, I just play the game. Like, I was just playing the game, like, I was just farming, Gale, like I usually farm, and then I have coins, and I'm like, oh, wow, we got coins. So if you're doing, TD, if you're doing 20, now TD, I have to ask, at 20 trillion an hour, do you have ad-free 2x and 3x or no? I don't know. Like, Martin, I am surprised that they haven't given you the Martin discount if you're buying that many gems. Oh, this popped. I got scared. Oh, well, there's a boss. Oh, we get to 200, I think. Well, 201. I don't remember that I was doing 5x at the time. I think I was doing 4x. So 4x, because I certainly, like, when I was doing it, TD, I wasn't farming tier 14 yet. That wasn't reasonable to do when I started doing it because we didn't have auto restart or anything like that. So I was still farming tier 13. Or not tier 13, I think I actually got to the point where I was able to farm tier 12. Martin is a stud in this game. Oh, here comes the scatters trying to kill me. Oh, crushed, but I got a new highest of 218. What'd I get? Gems! We could always use more gems. Nice. And we killed more enemies with Death Ray. That's nice. We're gonna go farm now. I'm so curious how my A/B test turns out. Do we have any data? No data yet. Oh, my neck. Oh, sorry. I was reading something. My leg's a little tingly. Oh, really? Well, Gale, we were missing him. So Shaggy, this is a difficult question. What I'm doing, and I don't know if you, it sort of depends if you have the fortitude for this strategy, is on all my towers, I'm trying to save up a 20,000 base gems. Okay, so that's the goal, right? And then once I get up to 20,000 base gems, anything over that, I'm going to spend. So, the fact that you only have your common cards maxed, I mean, you still need to focus on cards until you max at least your rare cards. Yeah, basically 20,000 is my new zero. But like, I don't, you know, I already had, like, how did I spend my, well, so the thing is, like, I was going through, like, weird phases where I had to save up gems because I knew a mod banner was coming. Like, because, like, Little Tower started, like, right before we got the Electron banner, I think. So I knew the banners were coming, so I saved up gems for them at the expense of my cards. And then once the banners were over, I think I spent gems until I got... I can't remember. I can't remember, so it's really hard to give you a good answer. Because we had so many banners. We had the 4 new mod banners, which what were they? Restorative package, and I didn't do all of them. Like, I didn't go for restorative package. I did go for amplifying. Didn't I get amplifying strike? That's the wrong screen. Yeah, I got amplifying strike and I got primordial collapse. Well, the thing is, I'm kind of wondering, Shaggy, if with a new update, are we going to get new banners? That's sort of like the question swirling in my head. Right? And I don't know, obviously I don't know if we're going to get new. That's the whole problem, is I don't know if we're going to get new banners or not. I wish I did. That would make this simpler. Oh, I have a death penalty? Oh, well, maybe we can do some merging real quick. Oh, yeah, we're not doing merging with this few. Never mind that. I need to get the death penalty up, but I won't have enough Epic Plus to do that. I put slow mode on just so people don't, like, spam stuff. So, I don't know. I would recommend, Shaggy, that you probably, for now, save gems, spend the 1,600 gems for the event, and just save everything else. And worst case is the new update comes, which is what, going to be V28? Yeah. The worst case is you save until V28, Shaggy. Nothing happens, and then you can spend your gems in confidence, right? The alternative is you spend your gems, you get all your rare cards, you get maybe some more card slots, and then you don't have enough gems, and they drop some kind of banners coming up. And again, I'm not saying there's going to be banners with V28. I don't know. But that's the way those are the options I see, right? And I don't think you lose anything by holding for like the because it's realistically going to be like a month before we get the update. All right, well, you have plenty of card slots, so realistically, I think you would have to hoard for a month, and then you would kind of know what to do. I don't know how that sits with you, that level of hoarding. And, you know, to me, it's like, I'm like, oh, you know. The thing is, sorry, my knee is itching. The thing is, if you draw cards, you're not really losing anything. But rare cards aren't going to help you that much compared to, like, let's say there's a really good module banner coming up. That could help you a lot. It's difficult to say because I'll say this. With Big Tower, I was so thankful I didn't have to face these dilemmas because I honestly hate these decisions. With Big Towers, well, mods are not a gamble if there's a banner, okay? If there's a banner, mods aren't a gamble because you know you can spend on the banner. Because the gamble is, are we getting banners or not? And that's what I can't answer. Because if I told you today, I knew for sure that in a month we were going to have banners, right? Then I would say like 100% hoard because we're having banners coming up. But I don't know that. And if you get a banner for a module, if you're willing to spend about 10,000 gems, you're almost guaranteed to get that mod up to at least Ancestral. And for a little bit more, you get it up to 1-star Ancestral, which is really as high as you need. Like, I got my Orbital over here up to 2-star. It could, but there's really not a good history of a mod getting nerfed. Well, there was one mod that got nerfed, right? What mod? Well, PRC technically got nerfed because it was double dipping on the wall. What other mod got nerfed? Because I only think there was ever one. Oh, Orbital Augment, of course, got nerfed. It got changed. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a nerf. It sort of depends. I mean, I guess it was sort of nerfed. I don't know. It's very difficult for me to get a read on that. It was probably a nerf, but I would say the nerf was for the best interest of the game. So I guess you could say it was a nerf. It's sort of weird because they changed OA to where it used to do 10% of max HP. Right. But the thing is, even if we get a bad banner, Shaggy, then you just spend the gems anyways. Like, you're going to spend the gems either way, right? Like, if you get a bad banner, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think there's a high opportunity cost for you to hoard gems. Like, and what I mean by that is I don't think if you spent all your gems from here until the update, before the update came out, that would be, you're going to get this huge power spike. Compared to if you held on your gems for a month until the update came out, we found out what was in the update, and then made a decision on how you were going to spend your gems then. Like, I don't think those two options are going to be that different. Because let's say there are banners, but let's say all the banners suck. Like, they're all, like, the mods just suck. They're entirely designed for endgame, and they would not help you at all for where you are at your current stage of the game, right? Let's just pretend that's what happens. And so for me, for Little Tower and all my other towers, the only choice is to skip, right? If that was the case, I wouldn't regret hoarding my gems because the opportunity cost of hoarding my gems was like, there was no opportunity cost, right? If I had 20,000 gems and I spent them all right now, It's 19,200 gems on average to spend to get a module you want. So we can round up to 20,000 gems, right? Getting one module that I really needed would not dramatically change any of my towers in any way. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Obviously, you would still spend the 1,600 on the event, though, right? There's no reason not to spend the 1,600 to get the 80 cards for the event. Obviously, you do that. I know that was very unusually worded, but that's kind of my advice. And that's how I've been looking at it. And it's funny because I got into a discussion on Discord, and they were on Reddit, and the guy was adamant that you should never hoard gems. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, for most players, there comes a point in the game where drawing cards and drawing modules is not going to be this dramatic change in their tower. And once you get to that point, you just hoard. And for Little Tower, that's been, I would say, roughly six months, you should just start hoarding. And unfortunately, the reason you have to hoard is because there's no banners. If the game actually had like regular banners, which it's weird to me that they don't, like, let's just say that for the sake of argument, that the game had a cannon, an armor, a core, and a generator banner. Every week it ran one of those banners, and it ran that banner for a week. Yeah, to get one PRC, it's about 20,000 gems. And you could also get unlucky and spend 20,000 gems and not get it. So keep that in mind. And again, if you save for the month, and if you save up and it ends up being there's nothing you want off the banners, at least you have the option of like making that choice. But anyways, to go back to kind of my example, yes, exactly. If they had a cannon, a generator, a core, and an armor banner like running every week, right? Like one of each type every week, and they randomized it so it wasn't like always the same pattern, right? It was like, obviously it was, I'm not saying every week is random, but you randomize it for like the 6 weeks, right? Because you have one mod for each. Then you'd never really feel the need to hoard, or at least the need to hoard would be a lot less. Because, for example, for my Little Tower, right now he really needs a generator, not a generator, a G comp. He needs 2 G comps right now. Of course, we're assuming it's going to be end of March to April-ish. Gale, we don't have a date yet, but yes, we're assuming sometime next month between March and April. I would assume, Gale, that, like, knowing how they are, that they're going to launch it either the second week of March or the third week of March. So what'll happen is, the beginning of the month, everybody buys their stones and spends their stones. Then they launch the update in the middle of the month, because then it's like, oh, well, you could have spent your stones on this new stuff, but you already spent them. So then, when the next month comes around, everybody wants to buy stones again to spend them on the thing. That's how I would assume these kind of things are timed, right? It's very cynical of me to say it that way, rather than just say the update comes out when the update comes out, and when the update's ready to come out. But that's how I would assume. But anyways, to go back to my thing where banners run every week, like every week has one of the 4 banners, in a month and a half you would see every mod in the game. And there would be little reason to hoard your gems, because you would know that there's always going to be banners present, so you could work towards whatever module you wanted, right? Like, if you wanted to get, the G comp, for example, which is what I would want to get for not just Little Tower, probably for all my towers to get that to like Ancestral, right? I would be like, oh well, clearly we can find this banner, we can hit this banner up on all of them, and we can do that, right? And so I wouldn't be hoarding gems, I would be spending gems when the banner came up. I mean, Shaggy, it depends. It actually, I would say, it would be better for profit to be that way because it's actually worse for the profitability of the game for the banners to be a surprise all the time. Because when banners are surprises and not announced in advance, absolutely you have certain players that rush out and buy gems to try and expedite things. That absolutely exists. But you also bake into the mentality of the game that I can't freely spend my gems or any kind of rare material, that I need to save them up for the update. And I think it's actually worse long term for the spending of the game to have that mentality, because you're encouraging people to hoard and basically wait and see all the time rather than just playing the game. And I feel like that in the long term, that becomes less and less profitable, because what ends up happening is, like, look at people like me. They might not. It sort of depends. They probably have more data on how many gems anybody has at any given time. And again, though, the data they have is going to be players reacting to how the system has worked historically. Not how the system is, not how my theoretical system works. I honestly would bet, Shaggy, that if they had a more predictable schedule, gem spend would actually go up. Because even with the banners, right, even if you have 4 banners a week, right, you still have FOMO. Because still any player needs to get, like, at least 4 mods to Ancestral. And the thing is, you actually decrease players being angry about things, right? Like, players are generally going to be more... Like players are gonna feel like the game kind of respects them more by giving them that option, right? So I feel like it would actually increase the spend, because people would be... So first off, nobody would be hoarding gems, right? So everybody would feel free to spend their gems as they got them. That does mean that, like, things like a new mod coming out or something like that probably would result in more players spending, because it's a new mod, it's a new thing, than if everybody says, okay, I can't spend my gems because I need to hoard. I would assume, that's what I would assume. We're looking at 11 billion right now, Gale, but we just started. Again, I don't know for sure, because to know the answer for sure, Shaggy, you would have to technically A/B test your player base, and it's actually very difficult to A/B test something like that on the player base, because, like, for example, there was a time when we thought that what they were going to do was when the first batch of new mods came out, we thought they were going to do new mod, old mod, new mod, old mod banners, right? And when they didn't do that, and everybody thought they were going to do that, they were pissed. Like, the player base was not happy. And I don't really, you know, I just feel like it would be better for the game to just have regular bot banners. Again, like, it's possible they might make less money, but if they make less money, but more people are happier with the decision, and more people are happier, so maybe more people are willing to spend more, which I know is kind of an oxymoron for most mobile games. I feel like it would be better overall. Again, at some point you can't just try and like nickel and dime your players to infinity because they will leave, right? So that's kind of the thing to keep in mind too. Like, sure, it might be more short-term profit to not run banners, but that increases the frustration with the system. Hey Clasher, how you doing? All I know is the advertising budget for this game is insane. Well, that will be really useful for Little Tower, at least, knowing I need to make about 1 quadrillion coins a day for masteries. You passed? Oh, damn. So the thing is, Shaggy, I naturally hoard in almost every game I play, just because to me, any kind of rare resource is a resource you have to be very careful with how you spend. I actually got insulted on the tower Discord for having like 6 towers. So the whole thread is this. I'm going to read you guys the whole thread because this is kind of funny. Somebody goes, pretty much spot on. I didn't tell you this when you bought the ad pack, but if you want to progress in this game, plan to pay me $100 a month. And I responded to that, you just progress faster. I have 6 towers. You can make plenty of progress with just the ad-free 2x and 3x bonuses. Even with just ad-free on 4 of them, I still make plenty of progress. And then somebody replied to that, so you're one of those autismos, are you? And I go, no, I'm just a content creator and it's content, but thanks for insulting me. Like, wow, like a man can't just have like So I added to it because I'm like, honestly, I made the second tower to remember how early game played out, because that's why Little Tower came around. Is I made Little Tower because I didn't remember how early game went. Like, and again, also early game when I played back then is obviously very different now with the different trade-offs you have to make in terms of things. And then we were having issues with our guild, like not having enough people in the guild. So rather than try and constantly recruit people to fill up the guild and make sure people did their missions and stuff like that, I made towers 3 to 6 so I wouldn't have to worry about like recruiting. To me, it was easier to make additional towers than it was to try and constantly recruit people for the guild. And obviously I need to like check on something, because something's going on with at least with Azazel. He hasn't been around in 31 days. I don't know what's up with him. We know what's up with Steven. So what happened with Steven is he's in a coma. Richie is Steven's friend, and Richie told us that Steven was driving his car, he got hit by somebody, it was a terrible car accident. He was in a coma. They didn't know if he was going to make it. So I don't want to do anything with Steven until I hear back from Richie. Now, if things with Steven took a negative turn, I wouldn't be surprised if Richie's gone. Not like gone like he's leaving life, but he just doesn't want, like, I can imagine not wanting to play the game you played with your friend all the time if your friend isn't there anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but we can probably plan on Azazel. And I don't know what's up with Nick. I mean, I know that's funny to say, Shaggy, but honestly, somebody getting in a serious car accident with a hit and run and going into a coma is just an absolute tragedy that please, let's not make jokes about that. I don't find that funny. It was shocking to see, and especially in the nature of it's Richie's friend and Richie told us, and that to me is just like awful to hear. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do. I need to get something to eat. Thank you, Gail. I didn't realize how late it was. I am, Gail, why do I have to end the stream soon? Yeah, I'm glad that guilds are like they aren't optional content, but they aren't super strict. I couldn't tell you, Clasher, how many gems I disposed of. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? We did, Glenn. How you doing? Oh, that's okay, Glenn. You're allowed to be not sober. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Clash, earlier, that I think it would be better for the game if just there were banners. Just, I feel like really we should have a cannon, an armor, a core, and a generator banner just running constantly all the time. It would take 6 weeks to cycle through all the mods. And then what they would do is they would randomize it in batches of 6 weeks, right? And so what I mean by random is they would do it would be a choose one of the 6 and put it on the banner, and then after the 6 weeks, you do the same thing again. So that means that every mod has a chance to well, not a chance, but every mod would show up every 6 weeks. But they're not doing that. It is what it is. I mean, it's, I hate to say, honestly, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't want to do a banner thing like that, Glenn. Because the devs have come out and said, we don't want the game to be about hoarding gems. And it's like, okay, if you don't want the game to be about hoarding gems, you need to, kind of give us more... we need to know, I wouldn't say know in advance, but we need to know more about what you're trying to do, right? But they don't give us that information because they want, I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it from, all right, let's try and get people to panic buy gems to try and get this thing because they don't have enough gems saved up. But that only works, the thing is, that only works so many times. You can only get people to do that so many times before the expected behavior is, okay, well, now we know they're going to trick us and try and drop something on us, so we rush and buy gems. Therefore, we can never spend gems. We have to always hoard gems because we never know when there can be a surprise. And, like, I don't think that's... Like, if you're asking me, what is better for long-term game health? I think it's certainly not that decision. But what I'm saying, Glenn, is I don't think that encouraging the player base to hoard actually encourages spending. Because think about how many players complain about the module system and don't like the module system. I'm not saying they change the entire module system. I'm saying, like, well, running some banners wouldn't be the end of the world. And I feel like you have to, like, you have to kind of give the player base things. You know, like, if you do everything to be antagonistic towards the players, eventually the amount of money they spend on advertising is not going to be enough to bring new players in. So it ends up increasing your customer acquisition cost, which reduces your profit in a different way, rather than just changing the system slightly to be more favorable to the players, to keep the players who already play playing, as well as make it easier for new players to join the game. You see what I'm saying? And I don't feel like we're going to lose anything. Like, I don't feel like they're going to lose this enormous amount of revenue if they just run banners all the time. I feel like they'd probably would be surprised. It would probably do what most businesses want, is that it would smooth revenue out, which is generally what more businesses want, is more of a smooth revenue around the year versus spikes in revenue. But we'll see what happens. Like, I will say that things will change when the game doesn't do as well monetarily. And again, I think being hostile towards your players ends up increasing your customer acquisition costs. So it's not like there's no opportunity cost. Oh, okay. Thanks, Clasher. I was just curious. I mean, I just chill, Glenn. I don't have time getting caught up in... Well, the guy trolling me has actually done... He actually blocks it. I actually hate that Reddit allows you to hide your comment and post history. No, Shaggy, they keep expanding the vault, so they know what the spend is. They've actually expanded the vault at least 3 times so far, Shaggy, that I can think of just off the top of my head. There's what I'm hoping for the future of keys, which is that what I'm really hoping is that they double the key reward from either the top 6 or the top 15. They change it so that 16 to at least, 24 that stays in Legends. At least 16 to 24 get 1 key. I would prefer that 16 through 30 get 1 key, and that even Champions 1 to 4 gets 1 key, and that you get 1 key in the final mission box and 1 key in the final guild box. I think having keyflation, and let's be realistic, right? If they double 15 or above, that means somebody who's getting 15th place, like currently they get 4 keys, right? If they doubled it, they get 8 keys plus 2 from the boxes, right? So they get 10 keys. So 2.5 times as many keys. But I think you need to do keyflation because number one is if you never do keyflation, people that have gotten the most keys will always be at the top, right? There's no way for you can spend all the money in the world and you'll never really be able to, you'll get close, but you'll never be able to really catch up to the top players. I think that's actually bad for the game, and I think having like keyflation is actually good for the game in the sense that it makes it so that it keeps the top ranks more competitive. The other thing is, I feel like everybody needs access to the Vault of Harmony, and if that access is just 2 keys a week, that's at least progress, and I think honestly trickle feeding keys like that would actually stimulate more players to spend to try and accelerate their keys, right? But that's what I feel about keys. Otherwise, I feel like keys are actually going to end up being an extreme negative for the game, Shaggy. And what I mean by that is that we're going to start losing more and more players because they can't access the quality of life things in the Harmony tree. And that's one of the things that I'm more concerned about, is that if the game starts losing players, because again, if the game starts losing players, the game is effectively a pyramid scheme, and that's effectively a death spiral, right? Now, what'll happen to me is anybody's guess. I don't know what'll happen, but I would prefer that the game actually does not lose players and actually grows the player base. But to do that, I feel like you need to change a few fundamental things about how luck and stuff are. Exactly, because it's a pyramid scheme. So as soon as the pyramid scheme enters like what's called a death spiral, like you have all kind of death spirals in life, like once the tournament system enters into a death spiral, and I'm not saying the developers have no ability to intervene if they see it death spiraling, because there's a lot of things they could do if the game starts to death spiral, right? Like they could say, okay, gold is a protected league. That automatically solves like a lot of the problem. In the short term, I want to be clear, in the short term, it solves a lot of the problem. But I don't think that's like not going to be good for the health of the game, right? Like we will know that the game is in trouble if gold becomes a protected league. you know, because all of a sudden that they're like trying to stop the death spiral by creating more Legends League, and not really creating more, but to keep the same amount we used to have. They could also change the promotion demotion, so they could change it so that, for example, 5 players demote and 6 players, or instead of 4 players promote and 6 players demote, they could change it to 5 players promote and 6 players demote, or they could change it to instead of 6 players demoting, 5 players demote, either one of those. So they have certain levers they could do. Yeah, gold is copper and silver are protected leagues, so you basically graduate out of them. So they do have certain levers they can pull, but if they start pulling these levers, it means that the player base is in trouble. Oh, well, that's what I was saying, Glenn. If they make gold a protected league, if they do that and make gold a protected league, what is beautiful about my farm? Just the stuff. It is to me absolute insanity, and I can barely tell what's going on. But what I'm saying, Glenn, is if all of a sudden gold becomes a protected league, I would say that's a huge signal that the game is in trouble, because that means we're losing players and they don't know what to do. Oh, damn. Oh, you're farming tier 20? Wow. Yeah, no, I'm still stuck at tier 18. Damn, Virus, congrats. Wow. Holy crap, Virus. Oh, okay. Thank you, Clasher. Oh, nice. Okay, I didn't realize you had max cooldown. That's very nice. After you get your death wave quantity, are you going to work on your black hole duration? Oh wait, you probably don't need more black hole duration. My bad. What are you working on next? Are you going for Ultimate Weapon Plus? After Death Wave quantity. No, Virus. I didn't know, Virus, that I would ever need 2 dimension cores. So I was just like, hell yeah, I maxed this out. And this, I think, was before they had this was before, like, the whole 5-star drops out of the pool thing. I was just like, hell yeah, I upgraded it to max. I was, I think, excited that I upgraded it to max. I didn't know that upgrade, like, it was one of those things, like, I think it was, like, a long time ago, and I didn't know that upgrading it to max was, like, a bad thing to do. I was just excited to do it. Yeah, when I said maxed it by accident, I meant I maxed it without understanding that I wouldn't be able to draw another one. I maxed it, like, before I understood the implication, and I maxed it before the concept of having a farm DC was even a thing, Virus. So, because I maxed it so long ago, it was back when I had, yeah, it was before that, and it was before it was back when the meta was still using MVN. So it was before the Deathwave cooldown drop, it was before so many things. It was like way, way back, so I thought it was a good thing at the time. I never knew that I was going to need one for farming. It was that long ago. So it was still an accident, but it was an accident because I didn't understand the implication. I honestly think your GT bonus is high enough, Clasher. You can't. You can't break it down as far as I know. There's no way for me to unmerge this thing, or I would have already. Yeah. You can't. If I could unmerge this, I would unmerge this right now and get my other dim core to... I would basically draw enough to get both of them to 5-star. And then I wouldn't care. Yeah, they I don't know why you can't do that, to be honest. I don't see the harm. Like, why can't I do this? Why can't I get my Epic Plus dim core back? I mean, I know why. They want me to just, you know, they want me to just slam this, but, you know. You know, Little Tower is working on his wall now, too. I decided to start doing... Mostly because, like, I was doing the Golden Bot researches, and I didn't feel like I was getting much mileage out of them. So I decided to, let's go ahead and try doing the wall. And the funny thing was, the wall researches, they were blocked out for me. So I had to unlock, like, they used to not be blocked out for me. So I had to so I am assuming that now that they're at least above level 1, they can't lock out again on me. Though, like, I have so many things I need to do still. But I figure I can at least try it. Like, if I do it and the wall sucks, I just have to respec again. That's interesting. Your coins per kill is higher than me, but my lab speed's higher than you. Oh yeah, I saw. Why aren't you 4xing your lab speed, man? I would 100% 4x your lab speed. Especially over, like, wall health. I can't see where your Thorns is at, but I would definitely do it over wall health out of all the options there. Oh, you're right, Gail. Yeah, it's actually too late now. I totally lost track of time. Sorry, I got distracted by the guy insulting me for, like, literally no reason. Gail was somebody on Reddit. It was Brutally Honest 69. actually don't know that I'm going to get any masteries, Virus. Honestly, the thing that I was considering doing, and I don't remember how many stones I have. Well, obviously I'm just saving stones for the update at this point. But if I was going to spend my stones like right now, and if I knew what the update was, and I knew that there's not a stone sink I wanted to get involved in the update, I think I would be spending these on Spotlight Angels, getting my Spotlight Angels bigger. I would need to see what I would need to do that. Excuse me. Because I don't remember what my base Spotlight Angle is. Well, I guess I could figure that out. I have 6-9, nice. So I don't know if this, I think this rounds down, so I have plus 21. So I think I'm at 46. Yeah, I'm at 46. So where is Spotlight? So I'm at 46, so I've spent 1,400 stones already on Angle. To get to 60, I would need to spend a total of 4,900 stones. And so I would probably spend the next 3,500 stones just getting the Angle to 60, but I would stop at 60 because 60 plus 15 plus 15 is 100% coverage. I might not take it all the way to that either. I might just stop at like 55 or something. As 55 is about half the cost. No, 50. If I took it to 55, is about 2,000 stones versus 3,500. So I probably would be taking it to like 55-ish, 55 to 60, somewhere in there. I don't think I need any card masteries. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Slow Aura and Nuke would probably be the two next ones I would do. But that only counters Ray, and I'm not ready to only counter Ray. I think I need to spend stones elsewhere. Hey, Berto, how you doing? And yes, Gail, I do know, like, I'm not making it to the store. That's just not going to happen. Because I already have damage, attack speed, cash coins. Oh, I need to get critical coin. I forgot critical. I haven't done critical coin. Even though critical coin is only a 5% upgrade for 1,000 stones. Even though that is sort of... Oh. I guess it would be critical coin and possibly plasma cannon, because plasma cannon would help. I would say plasma cannon would probably help with the Ray problem more than the other two. But it's also 1,250 for that. Well, Slow Aura is 1,000, so yeah, I'd rather have plasma cannon. Plasma cannon and Nuke is 1,700. I'd rather grab plasma cannon. But we're not doing plasma cannon. But I would probably want to grab critical coin. That's probably the only one I would want to grab that I don't have for 1,000. Because let's be real, Ray isn't exclusively the thing that's killing me. And just because for 1,000 stones, it's about 5% more economy. Which is comparable to what I spent on Golden Tower 14. But number one is I wouldn't choose a card mastery until, at the very least, I finish Energy Net Mastery. I didn't really like having two card masteries going at the same time, but I kind of needed both because I was dying to bosses. So I did both at the same time. It's not the end of the world to do both at the same time, but I would prefer to finish a card mastery before picking another card mastery up. Anyways, so that would be critical coin. And then maybe plasma cannon. Maybe. Plasma cannon's a big maybe, because again, rays and elites aren't the only thing killing me. And let's see. Yeah, surprisingly, those would be the only one. Well, there's only 4 really that I would consider even having left. It's nuke, slow aura, plasma cannon, and critical point. Hey Taylor, how's it going? Oh, congrats, Taylor! I am actually surprised that I have most of the good card masteries done already. Huh. Wow, 27,500 to do all the card masteries. And also, by the way, I heard area effect and energy shield, which are 1,000 stones each, are both... what do you have so far, Glenn? No, Gail, I'm not going to stream until midnight. I am going to finish up soon, but I'm not going to stream until midnight. Oh, eventually I would need range, and I would need range once I got to Spotlight Plus, but I'm not at Spotlight Plus yet. The bizarre thing is I could be at Spotlight Plus. You only have to get, like... You only have to get, like, a few ranks. Allegedly, Spotlight 3 or 4, you get the majority of the value out of Spotlight Plus. I am going to go with enemy balance, Glenn, just because that will give you more cells for more research. And obviously, after enemy balance is wave accelerator. I would think the research would benefit you more. Plus, you need the extra speed ups to do card masteries anyways. So I would go with enemy balance first, and then a save up for wave excel after that's done. But actually, looking at the thing for Spotlight Plus, I'm kind of confused how you get most of the value with only level 3 or 4, considering the value, the multiplier increases linearly. So every level is, another 0.01. I don't understand how level, 14 isn't, 3.5 times better. Or actually 3.25 times. But it might be that there's less stone expensive ways to get that 3x multiplier. It does cost 20,000 stones to max Spotlight Plus, which is a lot. It is a lot of stones. Everything is very expensive. Yeah, that's what Little Tower is going to get his 50 stones, and that's going to be about it. But yeah, I do need to kind of get going here. I kind of got carried away a little bit. So we're going to call it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the longer than usual stream. And once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. Good night, and happy farming.